Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Careers. You're joined by me, Mitch, at the team here at Explore Careers, and we're lucky enough to be joined by Arielle from the team at 99 Bikes. Thank you so much for jumping on today, Arielle.
Thanks for having me, Mitch.
I'm excited to get stuck into this one. And before we get started, can you just tell us a bit more about 99 Bikes for people who may not be aware? By the name, I'm assuming it's something to do with bikes, and you've got a bike in the background there, so I think I'm on the right path. But for those of us who don't know, can you just tell us a bit more about 99 Bikes?
Yeah, absolutely. It is quite self-explanatory in the name, but we do have a whole heap more than 99 bikes. So essentially, we're a bike store. We cater for like entry level to high-end bikes. Some of the bikes you might see on the Tour de France. So we've got sales floor, but we've also got a workshop open 7 days a week. So we're across Australia, across New Zealand as well. So there's 60 plus stores.
Perfect. And what's your role with 99 Bikes?
So I am a sales consultant. So essentially I work on the sales floor. So we sell bikes, but in addition to that, we have a lot of independence from day to day. So we essentially help run the store. So that might be receiving, conversing with suppliers, customers, following up on quotes, that sort of thing.
Okay, awesome. And how did you come into this role with 99 Bikes? Is this something were you always interested in bikes, or did it come to you later? Can you talk us through that, and I guess your education and career journey to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always been pretty keen on bikes. I've definitely developed more of an interest since I've started working with 99. I applied after my first year of uni in 2019. We get really nice long uni breaks, so I thought it was time to get a full-time job. Previously to that, I just worked in hospitality as a casual staff member. So I applied. I came in as a sales consultant. From then it's been great. So I worked full-time during holidays and dropped down to part-time when I'm studying full-time at uni. Okay,
awesome. And there's obviously quite a few, outdoor activity type stores and brands out there. What was it about 99 Bikes that stood out to you and makes it such a great place?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'd been a customer of 99 Bikes before, and I was always sort of taken back by how much fun the staff were having, but also how professional they were. It also looked like a pretty busy store, and quite a few things to learn. As I said before, it does cater between entry level and high-end bikes as well, so I saw a bit of scope to learn and that sort of thing.
Okay, awesome. And people might think on the outside, 99 Bikes, it's bikes and bicycles, and that's pretty much it. So I guess people would have a few preconceptions and misconceptions, and you might have been the same before you got into the role. So what are some of the things about working with 99 Bikes that people may not realise looking at the surface?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, you might think it's a bit of a cushy, laid back job and that sort of thing. But there's actually quite a lot to do, and there's quite a lot to learn. There's also a fair bit of career progression within the company as well. So you can work up to being a leader, working up to be the leader's leader, or you can just be an outstanding sales consultant and learn, the ropes in the back end and that sort of thing. It's anything but an easy job. But if you got an eagerness to learn, you can definitely progress quite well in the company.
Awesome. And I wanted to touch a bit more on that career progression, as you just mentioned there. So you mentioned earlier as well that you were started at 99 Bikes while you're on a break at uni. So I guess, are you still at university, and do you plan on staying with 99 Bikes, and do you see a prolonged future with 99 Bikes if that's the direction you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, I've been a sales consultant, but my interests have sort of pivoted towards more mechanical and technical side of things. So for myself personally, I'm looking forward to sort of transitioning into the workshop soon, which will be a whole another set of skills and that sort of thing to learn. Obviously, that also binds with my engineering degree as well a bit more. So there is definitely scope to still be working at 99 after I graduate. For sure. So yeah, it's a great job to have. And yeah, I've learned a lot of skills.
Awesome. And what about the work culture? Because that's something that's really important to people now, so more than ever before, I think, especially with what's happened over the past few years around the world with COVID and what have you. What is the culture there like? Because I think the work-life balance is something that's really important to people, and making sure that the place that they're working is something that is going to be supporting them professionally and then personally as well. So how does 99 Bikes help you in that regard?
Yeah, so that's great. So obviously you get to hang out with people that have the same interests with you from day to day. So, we might go riding before work, after work, chat about bikes all day. But in addition to that, like, it is flexible. As I said, I'm studying, so if I need time off to study for my exams and that sort of thing, they're happy to give me the day off. In addition to that, we've got a couple of people who, for instance, will race in the afternoon before the store closes, so people can finish a little bit earlier so that they can go race. So it definitely doesn't inhibit your work-life balance. It probably helps promote it, basically.
Awesome. Okay. And what about outside of work? What do you like to get up to? I know you mentioned the Tour de France before. At the time of recording this today, the Tour de France isn't too far away. And I think we just had an Aussie win a big race in Italy, I saw on the news the other day. So is that something that you're interested in away from work, or do you like to get away from the bike side of things completely and do something else on your days off?
Yeah, it might come as a bit of a surprise, but I like to ride bikes in my spare time. But I also run as well. So at the moment I'm training for a marathon. And as well as that, on the Tour de France note, we'll actually be going to Europe to see a stage of the Tour de France. So like to do a few different things in my spare time. But yeah.
Wow, exciting. Well, good luck with that. That sounds really cool. I'd love to do that myself at some stage. So I guess for people who are listening to this today and are like, you know what, this sounds up my alley. This is something, I love bikes, or this sounds like something I might want to do or get involved in. What are the next steps? Like, how do you get your foot in the door? What kind of skills and attributes are 99 Bikes looking for? Can you walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one good thing about the size of 99 Bikes is that we're pretty much always hiring. The company's expanding. There's always new shops. We've had like 2 new shops in the past 2 months recently. So there's always you can always apply to get your foot in the door. I think it's also great because you don't need to bring too many bike skills or technical knowledge to the job. You can definitely learn as you start. So essentially all you need is like an eagerness to learn and develop new skills and that sort of thing.
Okay, awesome. And now last question I want to leave you on, which is one I like to end most of these interviews on, is if you could jump in a time machine, which unfortunately we can't do right now, but if you could, and you could have a chat to yourself back while you're at high school, what advice would you give to yourself knowing what you know now? Because when you're in year 10, 11, 12, whatever it may be, it's often a really stressful time because not only are you doing your schooling, but then there's all this external pressure on you in regards to, well, what are you doing in the future? What career path are you going to go down? What subjects are you going to choose? Are you going to uni? Are you going to TAFE? Are you going straight to the workforce? And it's like, well, it's a lot of big decisions to make at such a young age. So I guess knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself, or better yet, any young people watching this today who are kind of living through that at the moment?
I think the biggest thing is don't stress. Absolutely, there's so many options out there. Definitely when I was at school, I think I thought university was the only path forward. And it's the only way that you can, earn a good wage to be living and that sort of thing. But absolutely, it's not true. If it's shown, starting at 99, you could do this for the rest of your life. It's fantastic. So essentially, there's so many options. Don't stress, don't push yourself down one avenue. And even if you do, you can be like me going to uni, but you can also be working at 99 and have that choice at the end of your degree. So don't stress.
Awesome. No, I think that's great advice, and I couldn't agree more. And I just wish I could tell myself that back at school, because unfortunately you don't really realise until you get a bit older, and I'm 30 now, and I'm just like, I just wish I could go back and tell myself, just calm down, relax. You got heaps of time ahead of you to try a few things and figure it out. You don't need to have your life sorted out at 18. If you do, great and good for you, but you definitely don't need to. But I think that's great advice. Arielle, it's been so great chatting to you today. Of course, if you're interested in what Arielle's had to say and you're interested in a career potentially at 99 Bikes, then you can jump onto explorecareers.com.au, find your way to the 99 Bikes profile where all the relevant careers information is sitting there ready to go for you to go and do your own investigation. We'll go and leave all the links down below. So if you are keen, you can go and visit the links and as I said, do your own investigation and see whether a career with 99 Bikes is right for you. But Arielle, thank you so much again for jumping onto that. It's been great chatting to you, and all the best in the future and good luck in Europe watching the Tour de France.
Thank you very much. Cheers.